So what does mathematics have to do with tea drinking anyway? I thought nothing until the day I bought black tea, and my black tea bag came in a container like this versus the regular tea bag which looks something like this. And I thought to myself, I wonder, is there some mathematics behind the difference in packaging of this type of tea bag versus the regular kind? Is there a benefit of some kind, and why would you change the packaging? There's a lot of mathematics behind packaging, I'm thinking. Let's explore.
With any new mathematics problem, I should always ask myself, what do I notice? What do I wonder? So with the tea bags, I wondered, does one tea bag work better than the other as far as creating actual tea? So pouring hot water into the teacup to see how the original tea bag works. And if you can see, really struggling to try to get it to be underwater. It seems to want to float at the top, it has a hard time letting the water go through. And so looking at that tea bag, and that's what I'd expect, that it would eventually turn the water colored, but if you see, the water's not turning very fast. So even though I tried to get it wet, I realized I'm going to have to agitate it a little bit or move it. So when I do that, you can see now the water is starting to turn colors and getting dark. But it is difficult to get submerged. It took a while before darkening, but it is a strong color at the end if you see it in the background. Now with the black tea in this shape container, when I pour the hot water, if you notice, this submerged right away and it's almost completely underwater, and I didn't even have to force it to be there, which seems to be a huge benefit. But I figure I should agitate it as I did the last one to make it fair of an experiment. So here I'm going to be moving the tea bag around and agitating it so that to see if it'll work. Well, if you see, the colors happening pretty quick, and it happened probably a little bit faster than the other tea bag. It is quick to submerge, and it does stay submerged. The colors with the water quicker, but it's not as dark in the end. Well, that could be because maybe black tea doesn't get as dark as green tea. Who knows why that would be? So I asked myself, what do I notice? What do I wonder? Well, when I think about that, I think, well, maybe there's more tea in one of the tea bags versus the other. So I have my green tea on the left. That was the first tea bag I used, and I'm emptying out the tea. If you notice, there were 2 pockets there. And then on the right, I'm emptying out my black tea to look and see how much tea is there. And it was kind of hard to tell at the beginning, so what I did is put it in about the same amount, spread it out even. They're about the same. So what else could be the reason for the difference in packaging? I had to think about it for a little bit and thought, well, maybe there's a difference in the size of the outside of the package, since the tea inside is about the same. So what I'm doing is cutting the packaging flat so I can really look to see if there's a difference, because they were so differently shaped, it was hard to tell. So if I cut them flat, if you notice, the black tea on the right is almost half the size of the outside container as the one on the left. So it takes a lot less packaging, but it contained the same amount of tea. Is there a relationship between the outside of the container and how much it holds? Well, that's a great mathematical question.
So this makes me wonder, does all packaging have to do with mathematics? So we think about different packaging. We have cylinders, some short, some wider, some really tall. There's also rectangular prisms and all the shapes in between. Does one package work better than others? Is one package better designed than others? And why do certain products use certain type of packaging? Are mathematics and business related?
Let's consider this the driving essential question. What are the mathematical reasons behind the packaging chosen by businesses? What mathematics will we have to study to be able to answer this all-important question?